Okay, I guess I'm ready to jump back in and do my training on this weekend. So probably Denise or Heidi or somebody's going to put me on speaker view, I think. And we're just going to go ahead and start with, do you want to just go ahead and start with the pictures, Heidi? And I'll just do that first.
Yeah, I can. And then there's no music or anything to it, so you can totally talk
Yeah,
and
so I'm going to
describe
talk
yourself.
through it. You guys are hostage to my pictures from the weekend. I tried to do good. I'm not the picture professional, but anyways, here we go.
Can you guys all see that good? Is it a pink
Yeah.
square? Okay.
Yep. So this was kind of us arriving. We passed the headquarters on the way. This is walking in, and that's kind of their reception area. Janine and I got to go together. She and I were the only two from Idaho. It was a cowboy theme. That's us checking in. I got a purple hat. That's the Mary Kay desk, Mary Kay's actual real desk. We got to go in the office and sit at the desk, not just look through the glass. And we got to look in her drawers. I can't remember which picture is next, but
I was going to tell you if you ever want me to pause it, just say pause because it's
okay.
possible.
And so there's Janine at the desk. There's us out in the lobby, right on the same floor as her office, but outside of the office. And of course, we got to see Pam Shaw. So excited for her to be there. Just some fun photo ops. That director in the pink suit, his name is Niles, I believe. Those were some of the girls that sat at my table. Oh, there's the desk drawers. So in the top desk drawer is her makeup and a Bible. And I don't know what that little unicorn plastic thing is, but it was hilarious. In the bottom drawer is her like slippers that she would wear when she would take her heels off. And then the picture in the middle is like cards that she was working on sending out and like a little voice recorder, back in the day before all of the technology that we have now. So it's kind of fun to think back to that. And it was weird to look at her desk without a computer on it because we're just so used to seeing computers on everybody's desks now. But of course, she didn't have one. Go ahead and hit play. Another little photo op. It was like a cowboy theme, if I didn't say that already. That was a really cool little purple chair out in the lobby. So we did a bunch of table games. And this one, we had to decorate a balloon with what makeup we all had in our purses. More picture from the museum stuff. It was fun to go in the museum because there wasn't very many people. And so you could take your time and really like soak it in instead of being rushed to get through it all. And there's so many people and it's so crowded and all those things. That lady, I can't remember her name, but she's the one that, oh gosh, what was her name? She was the one that was, the Go Give was
Susie
Susie
Vickers.
Vickers.
Thank you. She was the one that the Go Give award was created after. She was a consultant early on. All right, go ahead. More museum pictures. Us at the walk-in thing again. So the first night we had you can pause it for a second. The first night we had like a food truck, like a welcome and a food truck and a band outside. And we got to do what's called the expo. And so they had different Mary Kay departments that were down there, and they had flyers and different kinds of things that we could take home. So I'm going to still scan all this in for everybody. And so each little booth that we had to is had like a little gift for us, and I haven't even honestly opened them yet. I put them all out on my bed and showed like the picture of them, but I haven't even opened them yet. So as we went through the little expo, we got little stamps on our postcard, and then at the end we turned them in for a prize. So go ahead. These are different speakers that were there. Megan Chapman's on the right. Okay, go ahead.
Got pictures in here too.
Oh yeah,
they're not in order at all.
that's okay. There's Pam Shaw just on the bus with us like regular old people. And she was laughing at me. She saw me take the picture. It was funny.
So
I
you
like
should tell those who don't know who Pam Shaw is.
Oh yeah, okay. So Pam Shaw is she was a national sales director. This last year she debuted as an emeritus, which means she has retired, but she's still very involved in the company, and she was asked to be at this event. So the event that I went to this last weekend was new director training in Dallas, Texas. And this is the first one they've ever done like this. And through the weekend, I kind of felt the vibe that this was the first coming, not the only. So I kind of hope they do this again. I think this one was announced as the one and only, but they talked this weekend about the first one. So I'm hoping that means they're going to do it again. The gal on yeah, so then Pam Shaw was brought in to talk to us. She's had so many years of being in the company, and she's just an amazing. She's so on top of everything, and just listening to her speak is like with listening to Mary Kay yourself. So that picture on the right was the back of somebody's jacket, and it says Diamond National Area Family for Mary Kay. So we are in the Diamond Seminar, I believe. Most of us in Denise's area. Any adoptees could be in a different seminar, but anyways, okay, go ahead, Heidi. There's all the prizes and presents. So we got the cowboy hat, and then in the bag was like the little pink purse and the little oh gosh, jewelry box thing, and then the tie-dye-ish looking scarf. And then all the other prizes were as we went around the board to the expos. Okay, go ahead. There's Ryan Rogers, that's Mary Kay's grandson. He is our current CEO, and that was Jessica Bear to his left. And she is the great granddaughter of Mary Kay Ash, and she runs the Mary Kay Ash Foundation, which is our charitable contribution foundation that focuses on domestic violence prevention and resources and women affecting cancers. And she told us that on her talk that she did that next year will be the 30th anniversary for the foundation, and they're on target to surpass $100 million in donations by the anniversary in February. So that was pretty amazing. This picture I think is different speakers. Yeah, so Ryan's all the way to the right, Jessica's all the way to the left. Um, Diana Polanco is in the black dress, and I can't remember the name of the gal in the second picture. Go ahead. More little photo op pictures that were on the screens as we walked in. Okay, go ahead and pause that one. So on our name badge, we had a word or a little saying, and we didn't know what that meant. And what it did mean is as we walked into the room, since everybody there was pretty much alone, they weren't sitting in teams or whatever, they picked and grouped people in tables, and that's what the name meant. So my badge said Bandana Babes. And when we got inside the room, there was all these tables set up, and we had to find the one that had the centerpiece that matched our badge. And then that's where we sat the whole weekend. So I got to know 7 different women from all over the United States. It was so fun. We all exchanged phone numbers and got group chats going, and we're holding accountability with each other, and it was fun. The middle picture is Janine up on the stage with the band outside for dinner, just singing along with the band. And then there's my dinner, which was tacos. And they had food trucks, and it was so much fun. And so windy. It was hilarious. We're all trying to like eat our food, and everything's just blowing off of our tables. And yeah, it was awesome.
They
Okay.
ordered tacos just for you, Kelly.
I know, right? That was, oh my gosh, okay, go and pause it. So that was the dessert, and that is a piece of cheesecake that was frozen and then dipped in chocolate and then covered in sprinkles. And as you can see by my crazy hair being blown in the wind, it was so windy, and it was so fun to sit there and try and eat this frozen cheesecake as everything's blowing around and not get chocolate and sprinkles all over me. So that was fun. Go ahead. Go ahead and pause. The lady on the left, her name is Nancy Petaway, and I don't know how to spell the last name. She is a senior sales director in the Midwest somewhere, and she was asked to come and speak to us. And then the one on the right is Megan Chapman. Heidi is one of Heidi's favorite sales directors that she follows on social media. Megan is not a national sales director yet. However, they are really working, the company is really working with her to become a national, and she's partnered with Pam Shaw. And so Pam Shaw has kind of adopted her as like you would adopt a daughter or whatever, and they're working very close together. And it was so fun to get to know Megan a little bit and see her growth and see her interaction. And she did speak, so I'll be kind of talking a little bit about that. Go ahead, next picture. That is the all, go ahead and pause it. The purses on the right are the all-star prizes. And I did get clarification on that. So you do have to be at seminar to pick those up, and you only get the option of whatever level of star you are. So if you're a pearl star, I believe it's the big purse in the very back. And then the sapphire star, I believe, is the sunglasses in the front. And then the other three are the other levels of star. And you just get whatever your star is. There's no trading, there's no changing it or whatever it is that. And then all the pictures on the left are the different awards and rings and bling bling stuff that you can get for the courts, the court of sharing, the court of sales, the inner circle, all the things, the seminars, what do you call that? Awards, I guess, rewards or awards from seminar. Okay.
All those purses are so freaking cute. Like that big white, all of them, any of them would be a great prize, but that big one I want.
I want the one with the pearl little hand. Yes, that one.
Yeah.
It was so cute in person. And I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now, but he is our Diamond Seminar sales development director. That is the ring I'm on my finger for something. I can't think right now. Oh my gosh, I know what it is, and it'll come back to me. That was other pictures, us signing the wall, more photo ops.
Were you guys the first one to sign the wall?
Yes, we were.
I was looking around and I was like, there's nobody else's things on
There
there.
was nothing. Janine was first and I was second. And then I forgot to go back and get a picture after it was completely all filled up. It was awesome. So the picture on the left is entering the Mary Kay Museum. The picture on the right is the sculpture of the three wings, that poem that Mary Kay likes. And around that whole area of where the those plants are all these names engraved on gold. And I don't know why. I could never find the answer as to what those names were for. So I wasn't sure if one of you guys knows what those names are. I did not find Denise's name on it in Goodwin or Nygaard. So I don't know how old that list is or what it was for, but I couldn't find Denise. Okay, let's see, next picture. This is more pictures in the museum. I just was snapping random pictures. More museum stuff. That was so the picture on the right, go ahead and pause it. The picture on the right is Mary Kay, and it's in this room with this circle looking couch that I'm touching. And on the opposite wall, I believe, are the inner circle national sales directors. So that's like the inner circle room of all the nationals in the museum part, I believe.
Kelly, the slide right before this that had the pink compacts, those were the compacts that they added water to with the eyeshadow and the foundation. That's what those were.
And was that the first starter kit, like the first products we ever had?
I don't know if that one was the first. I'd have to look at it more closely, but pretty close to the first, if not first, yeah.
Okay.
I used those at my very first party I went to in 1971.
I love it. There's so much history in the museum, you guys. It was amazing to just go through it at my own pace and not have to like be rushed by the mob of all the people trying to get through it. Some more pictures. I loved her in the carriage being, I think she's being driven into the seminar like that, if I remember. And then on the right is the seminar setup of how big and how full it was, you know, back in the day. Okay, next slide. Okay, more museum stuff. Yep, more museum. The one on the left, she painted that picture with the little girl with the bow. More museum stuff, and the security guard was just funny to get a picture with him. This is us standing in line for one of the meals, and that was, I believe, on the pink day. Just more pictures around. This was in a room nobody else was in, but I got to go in that room for a special reason that I can't tell you why. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's all of them.
Okay, so that was just kind of, I was trying to I was trying to capture the essence of the weekend. We flew in, we went to our hotel, the buses picked us up from the hotel, took us to the Mary Kay headquarters. We were there from 2:30 Friday afternoon till about 10 o'clock at night. The buses brought us back to the hotel. We went up to our rooms and went to sleep. The next morning we were up, buses picked us up at 8 a.m. We went back to headquarters. We were there till about 9 p.m. They fed us all the meals, all the snacks, all the things, and then we flew home Sunday. So it was very, very jam-packed, and it was amazing. The oh my gosh, I'm losing my words tonight. The atmosphere, the people there, you know, it's a totally different level than anything I've ever experienced. One of the things that they really kind of talked to us about at the very beginning, and it kind of resonated throughout the whole rest of the time, was that this being the first new director training in 6 years since COVID. And again, like I said, I think it's going to continue to happen, and that we're the new generation of leaders. So out of all of the new directors in the entire United States that debuted between January and July, there was 132 of us there. And I don't know how many debuted in that time period. They didn't tell us that number, but however many it was, there was 132 of us. And from the state of Idaho specifically, there was 2 of us, Janine and I. And just to be in a caliber of people at that level and that kind of training, and I mean, it's fun to be in like our little group here, and back in the day, you know, when I was a consultant, to be like the queen of everything on the newsletter and all the things. But that I don't think even really resonated with me until I was in that space with all these people, and I was like, wow, this is like so amazing. I think there's 350,000 consultants. I don't know how many directors is, but if you think of 350,000 consultants across the United States, and 132 people were the only ones at this event, like how big of a deal I guess that really was. It was such an honor. Okay, so our first talk, our first speaker was Diana Polanco, and I believe she is a senior national sales director, and she had so many things to talk about, and she was the first national that talked on Friday night. And to be quite honest with you, I was so tired that night because I'd been up since like, I think it was like 32 hours total. I'm rereading my notes and I don't remember a lot of what I meant. So I have to go back and listen to the recording that I did. But the one thing that did stick out the most for me in her talking was she was really trying to help us learn how to manage ourselves and moving into the next step of leadership and what we can do and what we can delegate. And the best part of her speech on that was the company was created by faith first, family second. She was a very strong Christian woman, and she definitely has God as her business partner. And she believed in those core values. So faith first, family second, And so she did say that the one thing that she has never delegated was who gets to sleep with her husband. And it was kind of like one of those like shocking moments, like this really sweet Christian lady up there on the stage, so poised and so professional, that she's like, but I've never delegated anyone else gets to sleep with my husband. And it just kind of reminded me that all these people are human. And that's just one more, reminder. And that's the whole part of the company. Your family comes before the company. And so keeping those three things in perspective was really cool. She did talk about growing is our number one priority in leadership, and not to question our leadership, just to question our own growth. So if we're not growing, why aren't we, and what can we do about it? We have to shift our mentality and be strategic. We need to balance being a mentor and to empower people and to develop people. And that leadership needs to be intentional. She talked a lot about, quite a few of them talked a lot about like the busyness and how we can do things throughout our days that keeps us busy, but we're kind of just like hamsters on the wheel running all the time, but not really accomplishing anything. And, they all kind of go back to the basics, the 6 most important things every night, booking parties, having parties, seeing faces, doing the appointments full circle, and just going back to the way that it was started. Don't try and make it difficult. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. Just do what we've always been taught to do. If that's in person, great. If it's on the web internet, great. If it's a mix between both of them, great. Just do the things. See the faces. Don't judge people. Give them the facts. Then we had different little table games throughout the second day, and breaks and foods and stuff. And then there's a new podcast coming out, and one of the ladies that's involved with Mary Kay as a corporate employee, she's going to be doing a podcast, and she's going to be interviewing people. And so she did one of the interviews, and it will be on the podcast. And she did interview Diana Polanco and Pam Shaw, and just the stuff that they had to say. I mean, it's so amazing to just hear these speakers talking about their lives and their journeys through this, and how, they've struggled with insecurities or imposter syndrome, and they've, struggled with moving into that next level, and how to do it, and how to stay transparent, and how to be authentic but still become a leader and grow people. When you're starting out and you have consultants in your group, they're kind of like your peers. Even if you maybe are their recruiter, you're all kind of on the same playing field. And then once you elevate to director, you've kind of got to elevate yourself to give your consultants what they need, as far as what they need in a mentor, a coach, to move them to their next level. And not to say anybody's better than somebody else. That was not at all what they were trying to say. They were just saying that we, as the people who've made it to the next step, we owe our people to give them the same content and mentoring and coaching and all of the things that our mentors gave us to get us to the next step, and that our people, deserve that. And that really spoke for me, especially, I have a new team, and I'm a baby director, and I've questioned that too. And I really appreciate my team who, lets me lead them with what I'm learning. And then I still have Denise in the background, that if I need to circle back or get some help or some questions, she's there, right there with me. Then one of the things that also stuck out, I'm kind of watching the time. Mary Kay designed this company to change women and to grow into what God created them for. So you motivate your people, you lead them, and then you coach them one-on-one. And everyone has greatness and leadership inside of them. It's our job to let them explore that so they can flourish with their own desires, expectations, willingness, and to serve with a servant heart, and they want to grow. So that one was kind of cool. And then to acknowledge, no matter who you are or where you are, that you are in the best place in this moment in the company right now, wherever you are, however you are, this is your moment. The game changer thing, I think for me to kind of have that next level of expectations was we have the opportunity to be the best customer service servants, relationship builders that are out there. Yes, we're moving into a modern world that has technology. And as these younger generations are coming in, they have all of the technology and they think they're so social and they're so connected, but they're the saddest and the most depressed and the most lonely generations out there. And that even though the times and the things have all changed throughout the 63 years that we've been a company, the one core value stays the true, is that we're relationship builders and that we need to maintain that. And there's lots and lots of different ways that you can do that. If you have an audience of growing people online, there's still ways to connect with those people and be intentional and build relationships with them. Nancy Petaway, she was the cute little Black lady that was kind of, her head was shaved. And I don't know where she was from, but I want to say somewhere in the Midwest because of her, her, what do you call that? Oh my gosh. Accent. Thank you. So anyway, she was talking about how she became a sales director, and that we need to understand that us being a sales director, we are now the face and the head of our own personal organization. And we need to remember that we are the best player in the game and that we need to show our people what we can do and what is possible, and that it's not difficult. We just need to do the work. We all know what the work is and we need to do it. We don't need to talk about it. We don't need to write it down. We don't need to make lists. We don't need to do all of the things around doing the work. We need to do the work and do it the best way that works for you. Book a party and then things will grow from there. When someone says something to you, like if you're out in the public and somebody passes you as a stranger and they say something to you that resonates with you, or they acknowledge like, oh, that shirt looks pretty on you, or oh, I like your hair or your earrings, those people are your people. The world is kind of created that will be attracted to the kind of people that are like us. And so if you're out in the public and somebody says something to you, or you see something in somebody else that you want to say to them, those are your people, and there's attraction for a reason of why you're being attracted to those people. And to always take the time and talk to people. The best way that we can meet new people and get new leads and stuff is just being out in the world and being intentional and looking at people and smiling and saying hello and recognizing those things. If you like somebody's blouse, tell them. If you like their smile, tell them, and they'll tell you. And that's how relationships start. And that's how we've been doing it for 2,000 years. So don't make it harder than it is. And then the 5 most important things. I know we always talk about the 6 most important lists, but she gave us the 5 most important things to do for your business. And that's book, sell, coach, recruit, and network. Doing those 5 things consistently are always going to take you where you want to go and what you want to do. Now, this one kind of blew my mind. We always talk about the power start, the 30 faces in 30 days. She's challenging us, and she wants us, and no matter what level of business we're in, she wants us to do 100 in a month. And I was like, well, that's like 3 times as much. That kind of sounded overwhelming and scary, but she broke it down. And she's like, it's really not that hard if you think about it. In an average day, if you're out in the world, you know, running errands or doing different things, you come into contact with quite a few people that you don't already know. And so make that time intentional. She carries what she calls business in a bag. And she has like a little sample of something, her business card, a couple pieces of candy, and like a little cello bag. And she gives them out to everybody that she comes across and meets. And, you know, not everybody's going to call. Sometimes she gets people to call her. Sometimes she gets their information to call them. But if you're just in the habit of always doing that and it becomes second nature to you all the time, you're just going to have, it's just going to be automatic, and you're going to start to see more things coming. So she talks about 100 contacts in a month, 15 interviews, and 10 parties. And I know 10 parties in person would be kind of hard, but 10 persons, 10 parties with potential ones on Zoom or whatever, that could be doable. And she works her business 20 hours a week. So that was the other thing that was interesting is all of the information they were giving to us, they were giving to us from a point of only working your business for 20 hours a week, which is, I think, possible for most people, even if they have full-time other jobs. So I thought that was cool. And then going back to remember that our IPAs are our bread and butter. IPA stands for income producing activities. And our part of the job is to show other people how to fit Mary Kay into their lives that are already existing, not how to make Mary Kay take over their lives. And so that's one of the things that kind of hit me too, is because some people love their other jobs, or some people love what they do and they're passionate about it, and maybe they just want a little extra money. And so we shouldn't try and make their whole lives convert to Mary Kay, but we want to show them how Mary Kay can fit into their lives, sprinkled in the little seconds that they have, the little bit of time that they have in a day, just being intentional. So she calls the time from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. people time, and she'll get on social medias throughout the day and post stuff, but she won't do any scrolling until after 9 p.m. And she sets kind of like a timer, and she scrolls as a reward for her being intentional throughout the day. And then she doesn't doom scroll, she intentionally scrolls. Pam Shaw talked about the next level of leadership and how to lead yourself. I want to figure out how to get her 2 talks that I recorded. They're about 30 minutes each, so you guys can hear them. I don't know if we can just upload it to YouTube or how that's going to work, but I wanted to get those up for you guys to do it. Megan Chapman is the last one I'm going to talk about here really quick. She's so cute. She's so young. And the thing that just made my mind blow when she was talking about things is when she decided to move into her Mary Kay business. She was 19 years old. She was in college as a sophomore. And she kind of was like the normal average 19-year-old. She wore, like holy jeans and t-shirts, and like went and hung out with her friends and did all of the things. And she made a shift intentionally in her world. She got rid of literally all of her clothes in her closet, and she went out with one of her Mary Kay checks and bought 5 outfits. And she wore those 5 outfits every single week for over a year. And she became visually the person that she wanted to be in her business. And that little step for her was life-changing. And she became a sales director. She was a car driver. So she had a pink Cadillac, I think, at 19. And now she's on track for national. So she said to work with your unit and your team. They are all the star on the stage. You are the guide on the sidelines. So she wants all of us to gold medal every month if team building is what we want to do, and to personally grow your unit to 50 people, personal recruits, and then helping your people if they want to build teams to build teams. To lead with vision, to have personal accountability brings credibility, to continue to remember to have fun, and don't worry about anybody and any objections that they might have. Listen and care by what they say, and know you will find a way, and that you're there for them, and that you're praying for them if that's something that you do in your life. Just sometimes somebody needs somebody just to listen to them. They don't need us to solve their problems. They just want us to listen and to care. And if we need more clarity, go back to the basics. Income producing activities, seeing faces, take you places. And I'm just going to kind of stop there. There's so much information that it's so difficult to put into like a 45-minute training to recap an entire weekend, but it was beyond my expectations, amazing. My only, I don't even want to say it's necessarily negative, but my only maybe disappointment or thing that I expected differently was I thought there was going to be a lot more time with Ryan Rogers. And for whatever reason, I don't know anything behind the scenes, but he was only there Friday night. But still, even without him there, having that have been an expectation of me going, this was still the most phenomenal event I've ever been to. And it was so fun getting to know Janine. We're so different in so many ways. And we have a lot that we can teach each other and learn from. And we just had a great time connecting and hanging out in her room. And we DoorDashed like milkshakes at 10 o'clock at night. And it was just fun getting to know her and everything. So I'm very excited for all of the things to come. I set myself a huge goal to see 100 new faces by the end of October. I have super huge production goals, and the best way I know how to do this is if I can do it, I can show you guys how to do it if that's what you want to do. And I hope that it is, because my life is so much different than I ever expected it to be. And here I am 6 years later, and like, I mean, I never expected this to be my life. And here I am kind of like living it out. So it's amazing and I love it. And I love all of you guys. Thanks for letting me talk, check your ear off. Any questions that you have, I'll take questions. But that's pretty much all I had for tonight.
So exciting. It's really hard to put it into words, huh, Kelly? Just the power and the difference that you feel, for instance, from like career conference or seminar and even leadership conference, because you guys had a very elite group and everything was being catered to you, which really are the future of the company. So first of all, congratulations. I know you hustled really hard, and at the end it wasn't super clear whether or not you qualified production wise, but you never gave up and you kept asking. And I'm just so glad that you were able to have that experience. That's how they used to do it for us as directors, is that we would go after we became a director, they called it new director training, and we'd go for like 4 or 5 days, I think. And, you know, again, all the food covered and just hearing from the best of the best. That really is one of the highlights of my career. So, and seeing Mary Kay's office and getting to do all of those extra special things. And they treat you special because you're the top tier of the top tier of the company. So thank you so much for putting all that together and sharing with us and qualifying.
Yeah.
Did you get to see the heart-shaped bathtub too and get a picture?
It wasn't there. So I don't know where it was, because we asked. We got to go in her office and we got to go in her bathroom, and all of the places that we got to go, we never saw it. And somebody asked, and whoever they asked didn't have the answer. But I guess they just said it's not at this building. So I don't know what that means, but.
Well, yeah, they just set it up in a corner for you to take your picture. Normally it's not like installed anywhere anymore.
Yeah, I was really hoping for that. I really honestly wanted the bathtub picture. And so that's something to look forward to at some other event. And, you know, the one thing that all of the corporate people said in all their little expo booths is that they're there for us. And if we ever have questions or comments or any of those things, we just call them or email them, and they're so willing to talk to us. And they'll take anything that we say and see what they can bring of it, because if they don't know what we want, they don't know how to get it to us. But, you know, if people call in and be like, hey, we want to sit in the bathtub, or hey, we want this or whatever, you know, then they can be like, oh, maybe that's something we need to look in. And the corporate staff was amazing. They were so professional and so fun, and they kept the thing on time and they kept it moving. And it was also kind of fun to see them a little bit in awe of the Nationals too. And they were very like appreciative of saying, you know, we don't have jobs unless you Salesforce are out there doing your stuff. So we are here for you and because of you. So this is awesome. Heidi, if I is there a way to send those to you? One's 28 minutes and one's 30 minutes, and they're both Pam Shaw. And I tried to hold my phone so I could see her at the same time as I was recording, so it wasn't just audio, it is a video. I just don't know how to send that to you, that maybe we could get it uploaded on the YouTube page.
Yeah, is it something that is okay if we upload it to YouTube?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, then yeah, absolutely. Email them. So do you have them saved in your Google Drive?
No, I just have them right now in my camera roll. So maybe I'll talk with you after the meeting and you
Okay.
can help me figure that out.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And thank you, Heidi, for making my awesome slideshow tonight with my pictures. That was
You're
so sweet
welcome.
of
I'm
you.
sorry it wasn't all. There was like over 120 photos, and then when I downloaded them, they all went out of order, and I was like, oh, I don't have time to get them all in order because I just did it this afternoon.
Yeah.
But it was
It was
good.
so perfect. I think we got the concept of what the weekend was like.
Very good. I don't know. Do we have time for me to share $5 Friday real quick?
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. So Kelly, that was awesome, and I am so excited that you got to go. Um, I was on Jamie Taylor's call this morning, and they had one of the directors was training on $5 Friday, and it can be $5 any day of the week, you guys. But $5 Friday just rolls off the tongue really well, so I'm going to stick with that. It's basically the concept of getting a basket and filling it with any leftover product you have on your shelves that you want to get rid of. It can be limited edition. It can be anything. And she's like, I realize that some of those items are more than $5, but they're not making you any money sitting on your shelf. So selling it for $5 and getting a lead and getting a party booked is going to be so worth it. So she suggested to take a basket, fill it with items that you want to move. She suggests not doing more than one of each item so that it's very um in demand. So like if there's 6 of the same color of eyeshadow or whatever, then it's not as in demand. But if there's only one, then somebody wants it. And everything in the basket is $5. And in order for them to even look inside the basket and see what's inside of it, they're going to fill out a lead generation form. And this is just basically any slip that you guys have. I did create one and I put it in PDF form, and I'm gonna share my screen, but it's just really simple. I just did pink and black and super simple. It just says fill out to shop my $5 items with their name, phone number, email, and then thumbs up, thumbs down to what they're open to. I'm going to share it in the Facebook group so that you guys can just print it. And then so basically she said what she does is she walks into like any store where she's doing business, whether it's the dentist office or the pediatric clinic or wherever. And she just carries it in there with her, just like you would your temptation basket. Only this is way more cool because it is basically a sale bin. Have any of you guys seen those clearance bins at like Walmart and stuff where you're like going to dig through it and you're willing to dig through it because something's only $1 or $5? And so it creates a lot of buzz, and then everybody else in the office wants to come in and get into it too. But the trick is they have to fill out that form before they get to even see inside to see what's inside of it. And that is like your lead generating. So she also said to not make it all organized and pretty with a bow and all the things. She's like, you guys do not overthink this. We do not have to make it harder than it is. It is stupid, silly, simple. Okay. She said the messier it is, the more people want to dig through it. When it looks all nice, they just want to kind of peek and look and be like, okay, like maybe what is that? But if it's in all disarray, they're going to pull stuff out and look for what they want and hold it. And then you're more likely to sell more. And she's been selling like hundreds of dollars with $5 items. Just taking it around to stores that she goes to. She'll take it to Starbucks, standing in the coffee line, like wherever. And there's no script. So you don't have to think about it. It's just, hey, if you want to see what's inside my $5 basket, just fill out this form and just have them ready and hand it to them. That's all it is. And then one of those lines on that form says, are you open to a complimentary pampering session? Thumbs up, thumbs down. It's easier to get a thumbs up than a yes or no box. So just thumbs up, thumbs down. And then do you already have an MK consultant? Thumbs up, down. And then are you open to hearing about the business opportunity? And then it's just those 3 simple questions, and then you'll know how to follow up with them. So I am lacking leads right now, just describing. So I'm excited to take my basket out this week. And I mean, it says $5 Friday. It can be $5 any day of the week. It can be $5 every day of the week. So you just do it how you want to. But I wanted to share it because I thought it was such a stupid, simple thing that we don't have to overthink at all. Like there's no frill, there's no ribbon. The PDF is made for you guys. Print out 2 or 3 sheets, cut them with some scissors, and go.
What a great idea, Heidi. I love that.
Yes, I'm so excited.
And I know Rebecca is probably not on, but I am looking for information regarding the scavenger hunt. I'm sorry if I'm jumping in when I shouldn't, but I want to put it out there. Let me put my phone number and email in the chat, and then everybody who participated can tell me how many. They can actually, I'm going to just give you my phone number, and then you can text me a picture of your scavenger hunt sheet if you haven't already done that for your team leader or your, your captain of that team. But I need to know, because remember, I am donating $50 to the Mary Kay Ash Charitable Foundation in all of your names. So I have to have first and last names, and I have to have a picture of yours and which team you were on. So is that clear
April,
for
feel
everyone?
free to ask them right now. Feel free to ask people, because I know Sue Thompson had a bunch.
Yep, she did. And I posted it in our little chat group. Let's see. Okay, there's my phone numbers in the chat. Sorry, I guess my picture's still off. I'm sitting here talking to a blank screen. It's not on me. So who is on that participated? Riley, you were on a team, weren't you? I'm just looking right at you because you were the first person on my little, whatever that's called, the bar people gallery.
Yes. Yeah, I was on Rebecca's team.
Okay. And were you able to do any of your scavenger hunt? One counts. I mean, every one person counts.
I started to, and I only had one girl from work, and then like literally everything hit the fan this week. Like anything that could go wrong, it went wrong.
Okay, so we need to rethink that. Can I just stop you for right there real quick? I only got one. You got one. That's one more that you didn't have. Yay. Yeah. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, one is okay. Here's the thing, ladies. Keep going. Keep doing it. Today was a bad week. Okay, next week. Do it next week. Do it next week. Do it next week. Whatever. Use Heidi's idea. Whatever it takes to get your leads. Don't stop there. So keep going. I interrupted you, Riley. I'm so sorry. I just wanted you to rethink the way you say that so that we know how excited you are that you got one new lead.
Nope, you're totally fine.
Continue, please.
But I am still going to, even though I guess, what are we calling it, like a contest or
Yeah, it's kind of relay. Yeah.
I'm personally going to keep it going because it's actually a good idea. And then it also, like you said, helps get more people like face to face and all that. So where I'm at, I'm going to just carry it with me at all times now, and then just continue on like on my own and just do it that way.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you, Riley.
Yeah.
And who else is on? Shelby, are you out there? I know you're muted and your screen's not on. You were on Rebecca's team too, weren't you?
No, I was not. I was with Heidi and
Okay.
a couple other ladies, yeah.
Okay. So tell me how did it go for you?
I got 2.
Yay! Yay for 2. I'm sorry, I'm living in a hotel right now where they're redoing the floors where I live. So I don't have my pom-poms. It was one thing I did not pack. One of many things. So yay! If I had pom-poms, I'd shake them for you. And let me ask you this, Shelby. Was it hard?
Yeah, it was. It was more of getting over being uncomfortable and putting myself in positions to actually be able to work my business.
Okay, after you got your second one, was it easier than the first?
Most definitely.
That's what I wanted to know. Perfect. Because now when you do the next and the next and the next, especially if you keep doing them right in a row, you become empowered and excited and full of energy, and that number will continue to grow. So great start. I'm proud of you both,
Thank you.
Riley and Shelby. All right, who else is on? Sandy, I know you weren't here, but I think we sent it out for those who weren't here if they wanted to join. I don't know if you did or not.
She did. She got 24.
Woohoo! And she's on whose team?
I think she's on Rebecca's.
Okay.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, you.
Yes, you.
I didn't get $24.
No, you just sent me the thing that said you did the scavenger hunt with 24.
No, that was 20. Yeah, nuh-uh.
Okay.
I do have one on the scavenger hunt. One.
Okay. So the idea for those of you who weren't at the fall advance was I split you up into teams to give you an opportunity to go out and get leads for a really, really good cause. I'm not giving a prize away like we normally do. Instead, I'm donating $50 to the Mary Kay Ash Charitable Foundation in your team's name. And that means all your names. I think I can do it that way, but that was the goal. Okay, Jen, I know you already texted me with yours. And whose team were you on?
I was on Rebecca's team.
Okay. Thank you. And do you know if Jill got some too?
I don't, but given our crazy last few weeks, I doubt it.
Okay.
But we can double check with her.
Yep. Well, if someone would reach out, just have her call.
I can.
Thank you. Okay, perfect. Who else is here? I know Kelly was going to do it. There's Sue. I see Sue. Sue had a really great one. Sue, I would love it if you would get on and tell everybody how many you did.
I think it was like 15. And
Yeah.
went out on my lunch hours and I was determined. And then I spent Saturday and I just said, I can do this.
And see how that worked? I am so, so proud of you, Sue. And whose team were you on? Were you on Heidi's team?
Heidi's.
Okay. All right.
And
who
I'm going to
else?
keep going like you asked me to.
Fabulous. It's only going to help you all out. This is for you.
Yes.
And the Mary Kay Ash Foundation. I shouldn't say that. It is for the Mary Kay. It's something that's near and dear to my heart. So I kind of was selfish and did the prize for me so that I can donate some money to them. So,
well, let's do more.
Yes, let's do more. Okay. Is there anyone else on Jana?
I got 9.
Yay. And whose team were you on?
I don't remember.
Does anybody remember which team Jana was on? I don't remember.
I was on Shelby's team, but I guess not.
I think you
No, because we did the phone numbers and
Rebecca.
I didn't have your phone. I think you were on Jennifer's, like Rebecca and Jen and Riley.
And you said 9?
9.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, we were on Rebecca.
Oh,
Okay. Well, I know Rebecca's dealing with some life, so I'll find out what her numbers were a little bit later. But for everybody that was on here tonight, am I missing anyone? Is there anybody else? I think that's it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Kelly Moore. Wait a minute. There's Kelly.
I have 10 on my leads.
Okay, perfect. And whose team were you on?
I'm on Heidi's team.
Heidi's team. All right, Kelly. Oh, that's right. I remember she told you that you were going to be on her team, I think.
Okay.
Okay. So ladies, I put my cell phone is in the chat. Oh, there, I just saw. Sorry. So Heidi had Kelly, Jill, Griselda, Sue, and Shelby. And so be sure and send a picture to your team leader. Okay. If you don't send it to me, send it to her. And then Jasmine was on one too, wasn't she? How is she? Is our baby here yet? Wait a minute. Let me back up. Heidi, Jazz was in there on it as well.
Yeah, Jasmine was on Rebecca's team.
Okay. And
I don't believe she got any.
okay. And baby, no baby?
No baby.
Not yet? Okay. That poor thing. Okay, she must be just okay, we'll go there. We won't go there. All right, I'm writing these down. All right, ladies, thank you for taking the time for that so that I could okay, Kelly, how many did you say again? I didn't write it down. Sorry.
10 leads on mine. Yep, 10.
9, 10. Okay.
10.
Okay. You know what? This is going to be kind of close. This is exciting. All right. That was all I had. Thanks for letting me rudely interrupt and get that information. We will get the details out to you as soon as I collect all the information and find out who won. You all won though, just so you know, because every one of you participated in some way, thought about it, or will participate when the dust settles in your life. Okay. Right. Got a hands up for that, right? All right, that's right. That's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you, April. Did you have a motivational close, Kelly?
It was all motivational.
I know, that's true. That's true.
No, I didn't pick up a specific motivational close.
Everybody get your Halloween outfits on, invite your customers, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye, ladies.
Awesome week, everybody. Thank you, Kelly. Good night.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.